Hi, my name's Charlie Turnbull. I am talking about the Scottish Retail Food and Drink Awards. We are talking about people who are finalists. And we have Pete Mitchell from The Farmer's Son, who's talking about his black pudding, his haggis, and also his white pudding. I don't know what you're finalist for, Pete. It's good to meet you. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, so I'm Pete Mitchell, and I'm here today with our award-winning business, The Farmer's Son. So Farmer's Son, based on the foundation, my family have been farming and producing food here in Scotland for almost 300 years. On the east coast, central Scotland, and we still growing crops today, rearing livestock sustainably while caring for the environment. The Farmer's Son, really, it was about using a 100-year-old original family recipe, which is actually, it's from 1921, so it's 100 years this year. And we make food how, real flavor, real texture. It's the provenance and the traceability, which we felt that was very much lost in this kind of mass market product, which nowadays, unfortunately, the products are they've lost their kind of authenticity. And I wanted to build a company that was very much something that stood for the values and the ethos that I had learned growing up on our family farm, putting that kind of traceability and the trust and the provenance while championing great British farmers and local food. The Farmer's Son was born, and that's really what we do. It's black pudding, haggis, white pudding, and we also do square sausage, or Lorne sausage as it's known. Is that
that's a good introduction. You've even put your picture on the back of the packet, so obviously you are part of the modern marketing mood. You've really displayed, I have to say, before we get onto the product, I like the way that you have got all these nice messages. Maybe we should give me the big picture just for a second so we can get the packaging in. I don't know if you can see that people are watching. Oh, wrong hand. But we've got all this messaging: The Farmer's Son, handmade 100-year-old recipe, free from additives and preservatives. Nice packaging. You've really done a nice job here, Pete.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we've worked. I have a small but a wonderful team that are all very much on board with what we're trying to do, we all work very closely together to try and get our wonderful products out there to all corners of the country.
I mean, you've got logos on here or a signing on here that's made with Scotch beef, so it's beef reared on north of the border. It's a PDO product as well. That's
PGI, yeah, geographic
PGI.
Scottish. So the geographical indicator. So produced in Scotland as a product with Scottish grass-fed beef. So that's I think coming part of it back into our kind of revising ethos of using local ingredients. And we use flour from the mill here in our local town. We use oats that's been produced by farmers, even neighbouring farmers from the fields across the way from where we are with oats. Our onions, for example, that we use in our products are coming from farms in Aberdeen and produced there. And I think it's trying to tie all of these wonderful fresh ingredients with low food miles, which are all natural, into a product, and trying to line that with those discerning customer who's looking for products which are not only delicious, but that have going back to that kind of the traceability and the provenance.
It's so important, isn't it? There's an awful lot of product out there from either that makes no claims about its ingredients, or possibly sometimes slightly disingenuous. But you can follow everything back to source. So one of the things I like about this, there's two or three things I like about this. I have to admit, I have tasted it and it is awesome, but I haven't got the cooked piece today. But it's extremely easy to use. You've pre-cut it, it comes right out the packet, and it can go straight in the frying pan. And you've got your cooking instructions on the back. You've got grill, oven cook, and shallow fry. I'm assuming that you put in that order because the shallow fry is the fattiest end of the spectrum, and you're encouraging us all to have healthy diets by grilling and oven cooking it first.
Well, I don't think it's as much as it's not even as much thought as that really. I think you know, just to your point there, it is incredibly versatile product, and you know, people say, oh, you know, breakfast. You know, it's this idea that it's a breakfast product, but actually, you know, you can pop, you know, you can do a haggis burger. You can use black pudding, and you know, not only with something like scallops or seafood, but you really can. You know, we actually use it on things like beef Wellington. We love it in a chorizo pasta dish. You know, it's just so versatile. Whether that was on an eggs Benedict for breakfast, or you know, should you be having it incorporated in a salad, you know, kale quinoa salad dish or something a bit more modern. But yeah, it's, you know, as I was saying there, it's such a versatile and just really full of flavor.
I mean, some of my favorite dishes have black pudding in it. I mean, you can even sort of stuff a chicken breast. It adds a sort of rich umami-ness to almost anything. It gives a much bigger beat to whatever dish you're having.
Yeah, so, couldn't say it better.
So you've got your haggis here again. These convenient packs. So these come as a set of, well, you say there are 4. I've only come across 3, but they all sit nicely in a retail display space, and you can see people picking them up very quickly as a sort of, not quite impulse purchase, but sort of a treat purchase. It's like, oh, I do fancy a bit of that, and they don't have to buy any more than they need.
Absolutely, and the shelf life on it is, you know, it does have, it's got a great shelf life on it as well. But yeah, it does sit very well on the shelf. It's I think that was the idea, was that we were, you know, we're looking to, you know, switch up the market a little bit there. As I was saying, there's a number of very large producers who kind of dominate the market. And you know, it's not a case of bashing what, you know, but it's about trying to draw attention to the fact that this is a unique product. It's you know, something as a point of difference, and you know, we feel that that, and you know, nowadays people do, you know, you buy with your eyes, and you know, the touch and feel and looking at something, and if we can try and have that coming through in our product, you know, on the shelf and in the packaging. The outer packaging sleeve is actually also recyclable as well, which we feel is important. And it's something that you know, everybody's aware of their impact on the planet, I think.
No, I think that's we're increasingly focusing on that. I mean, when I think of these products, haggis and black pudding, they are unfortunately becoming a sort of a little bit of a fringe part of the cuisine at the moment. And one of the things I like about the way you presented it, it makes it feel that anybody could have a go. When you buy a haggis that it's still in its sheep's stomach, there is a sense of, oh, I'm not sure how to cook that kind of thing. You couldn't have made this easier. Not only the cook instructions, which was a bit flippant about I like to shallow fry it every time, to be honest, but they're already portioned, ready to go. And if somebody in the household isn't so keen on it, there's no obligation for everybody to have it. That's just more for people like me.
Absolutely.
So tell me, you've got the square sausage. Tell me what the square sausage is. It's not something I'm familiar with.
Yeah, Lauren sausage. It's also it's in fact it's incredibly popular product that we do. But Lauren sausage is a kind of traditional Scottish Scottish, I think, originating on the west coast, and it comes, you know, with a traditional pork sausage or a beef sausage, which would come usually in a natural sausage casing, and with the Lauren sausage, it comes in a kind of block form, so it tends to be a bit kind of drier. And you know, there again with lots of you know, similar to your black pudding and haggis, actually, you know, you do get kind of regional favorites and different recipes, and some people prefer them you know, with you know, more kind of spice or more pepper, or a bit drier. Some prefer them with onions, but our square sausage is beef based, and you know, we have wheat rusk in that as well. It comes 4 slices in a packet. So again, a good addition to, you know, of a kind of traditional breakfast or lunch dish. Yeah, as I was saying, we do have quite strong demand for that one. Our black pudding is incredibly popular. I would say that the Lorne sausage and the haggis is a keen kind of second runner in the race there, to first place of most popular.
I'd put in that order too, to be honest. I'm the only person in my house who eats black pudding, and I can eat a whole one, if you know what I mean. It's once you get started. So you've got yourself onto the shortlist or the finalist. What would it mean for you to win?
Well, it would be a tremendous honor. I think just even being nominated is a huge sense of kind of privilege. It's a privilege to be even kind of recognized for our work. But yeah, everybody works very hard on trying to make the products and get the products out to our customers and to the consumer. I think it's the recognition for us it's not so much that we would be doing anything differently, because we're already trying to it gives us I think more recognition perhaps by some of those that would perhaps dismiss us as a small player, a small business, and not the kind of David and Goliath, but as you're saying, we have we're so proud of our range of products and how far even the customers that we have at the moment and how much we've achieved. So I think this would be great recognition for us, but also maybe just an extra kind of feather in our bow and another kind of accolade for our achievements so far. So we'd be absolutely thrilled.
I'm sure you would be worth, your products are really that good. So I'm so pleased if you win. So last question, where can people get your products? Can they order from you direct? Are you working with wholesalers?
Yeah, so we at the moment we work with a range of, so we have our products sold through our website, farmerson.com, but we supply a range of, we supply some supermarkets, so Whole Foods, you can find us in booths. We have some fantastic kind of supermarkets in places like Hong Kong, City Super, and we have places like Budgeons, Nisa, a few Spars that take our products as well. But predominantly, we work with specialists, independents, farm shops, butchers as well. We supply around 300 farm shops and independents across the country, from Cornwall to Inverness, and from Essex to Aviemore, so really right across the country, coast to coast, and it's great to see our products being sold on various kind of online shops as well. So yeah, we do work with a number of main distributors as well. So if it was something that you're interested in, absolutely reaching out to us to find how we have a range of partners which offer delivery, kind of 4 days a week.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I look forward to your success, and when the awards come out next Thursday, we'll find out.
Yes. Right? So, yeah. Fingers crossed.
All the best. It's been great to speak to you, Pete. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks so much. It was a real pleasure to speak with you as well, and thank you for your time today.
It's a pleasure. All the best.
See you soon. Bye.